Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of What's New at Tackle Warehouse. Filming in for Tom today. He's out on a tuna trip. Hopefully they're catching him. And it has been like Christmas here at Tackle Warehouse. So much stuff has been coming in the last few weeks. Everything on the table is actually stuff we've been waiting to get in since ICAST. So going to jump right into it. My favorite topwater stuff from Yo-Zuri. So Yo-Zuri expanded their color line with the Pencil 100. So this color right here, super awesome, Prism Chartreuse Silver. And then they've also extended the pencil into the 125 size. So if you guys are looking for a bigger topwater, full 5-inch walking bait, it's got 3 number 2 trebles on here, got a super loud knocker in there, and then like all the rest of Yo-Zuri stuff, you know, really high quality, 3D eyes and gills, the most awesome paint jobs on these things, and then quality hardware, can't beat them. And then next up from Yo-Zuri, we also got their new crankbaits. These I'm super stoked about as well. So we got the 1.5 Squarebill, and then we got the 1.5 mid-range. Awesome little crankbaits here. Dive down really quick. You know, Squarebill deflects off cover really well. This gets down a little bit deeper with the mid-range. You know, got a nice tight wobbling action to them. And then what's cool about these crankbaits that I didn't know that no other crankbait does this is the paint jobs are actually painted on the inside of the bait. So your paint job's never gonna wear off. So you can catch hundreds of fish, bang them into all kinds of stuff, and you're never gonna lose the paint job on them. So it's a super cool idea that Yo-Zuri did. Just awesome little crankbaits there. All right, next up from Yo-Zuri, they got 2 new sizes in their Rattlin Vibe series. So they got a 3/4 ounce, and then they got the mini guy right here. This one is 3/16. This is gonna be perfect around this time of the year when you run into those really, really small bait fish, and it's just really hard to find a lure that mimics that small of bait. This one is gonna be the deal. Also, all you guys up north that do a lot of ice fishing and vertical jigging, it's gonna be a great little option for you as well. Last thing they got from Yo-Zuri, adding onto their super braid, so they added yellow into their super braid. So deadly on spinning rods, you know, just super nice to be able to detect, you know, small bites and just see where your line's at. If you ever try to throw a spinning rod with 10, 15 pound braid and, you know, like a moss green braid, you cannot see the line. So definitely gonna wanna put this on your spinning reels. All right, we got a bunch of stuff from Strike King. So first up here, we got their new punch bug. Obviously designed for punching, but you can also use it as a jig trailer. You can throw it on, you know, a Texas rig, Carolina rig, all kinds of stuff. But what's cool about this is it has a new body than any of the other rage baits, so it has a ton of ribbing. So it has a big profile to it, but it's not just thick plastic. So your hook's not going to have any problem punching through when you get a bite and you want to set the hook. So you're gonna get great hook penetration, and then again, got the rage claws on there. So just, you know, little claws that have been catching fish for years and years. Next up, we got the Magnum Menace. So they've had the baby Menace and the regular Menace Grub. Now they got the Magnum Menace. This is a super cool bait. I'm pumped about this one. You can throw this on, you know, swim jigs. You can throw it as a spinnerbait trailer. Throw it on chatterbaits. This is a great flip and pitch bait. There's a million things you can do with this little Menace Grub or Magnum Menace Grub. So another good one to throw in the arsenal. And then we got their 3 new Ned baits. So the first one, the most traditional style one, is the Ned Ocho. So if you're familiar with their Ocho is an 8-sided stick worm. So what those 8 sides do is it actually reflects a lot of light in a lot of different directions. So a little bit different than just standard round stick baits. And then we got their little Rage Cutter worm. I like this little guy just because it has that little cutter tail on there, the little Rage flange. So it's almost like a single tail grub, but I mean, not just for Ned rigging, you can throw this on a drop shot. You can throw it on like a little swim bait head and just swim it through the water column. Just a cool little bait. And then we got the little new Ned bug. So, you know, again, you know, designed for the Ned rig, but you can do all kinds of things like throw this on, you know, finesse jig. Wintertime's right around the corner when you go out there, those little jigs that just, you know, little subtle profile, you know, really small profile. This is gonna be a great option for that. All right, and then in addition to all the soft plastics, Strike King came out with, I believe, about 6 new colors in their soft plastics. And these soft plastics, or these new colors, are gonna be throughout almost the entire line of Strike King baits. So my favorite old school color is Tequila Sunrise. When I was a kid, this was my favorite color worm going to the tackle shop. And then we got the Pearl Flash, you know, white silver flake in there. And then we got a Blue Craw. Blue Craw is one of the best selling colors, and we have a Blue Craw Red Flake. So just a little bit different than the regular Blue Craw. And we got a Crawdaddy, it's more like a brown orange color. Got a black and blue swirl, and then we got a green pumpkin purple swirl. So again, look for these colors throughout all the Strike King baits. All right, next up from V&M, we got a new jig series. So we got the new Pacemaker HD series. So we got a swim jig and a flipping jig in the same series. So these are both built on a custom 4X strong Mustad ultra point hook. So, I mean, super heavy duty hook. I mean, this is gonna, this is for you guys that want to use, heaviest action rod you got, 65, 80 pound braid. You're never gonna flex this hook out. And what the cool thing is designed about this hook, so here you have a regular traditional jig mold hook, and as you can see, it has a slight bend in the throat here. What they did with this hook is they eliminated this bend in the throat, and the hook is only bent up at the eyelet, almost like a flipping hook with the eyelet bent up. What that does is when they pour the jig, the point of the hook sits higher in relation to the head, so that you can use a smaller hook and have a larger gap. So you can have a 4/0 hook that actually has the amount of gap as almost as a 5/0 hook. So it's more compact, but it has a lot of bite to it. Just a cool little thing that they did. Cliff Pace Design, that guy tinkers with tackle and just works everything out till he gets it just right. Both the jigs have a flat bottom on them with a triangular shaped head, horizontal line tie, so they come through cover really well. Just a cool jig. If you're looking for a heavy duty flipping jig or swim jig, those are the ones for you. All right, got a bunch of stuff from Abu Garcia. The first one, we got the new Revo Beast X reel. So with the Beast series, they all have the deeper spools in them. So, really deep spools, so you can load it up with, heavy braid, 20, 25 pound fluorocarbon line. And this is gonna be built for, doing heavy duty applications. I believe this pulls in, or has about 22 to 23 pounds of drag in it. So a lot of power. So if you're throwing, big giant crankbaits, Alabama rigs, swim baits, giant 1.5 ounce spinner baits, stuff that's, really heavy duty, you got to use bigger line. This is going to be the reel to check out for that. Now going right along with that, we have the new Beast Rocket. So again, it has the deep spool, it's heavy duty gears in here. The bodies on these are super rigid, so they hold up to throwing those bigger baits. The Rocket series though is a 9.2 to 1 gear ratio, so it pulls in a ton of line. So if you're looking for the bigger reel, it holds a lot more line capacity, but you want the fast gear ratio, Rocket's gonna be the one to go. Also got the power handle on it. I have a Revo Beast with one of these handles on it. It is extremely nice for throwing Alabama rigs and stuff like that, big swim baits. It's really nice to have all that cranking power. And then last up, we got the Toro Rocket. So this is a mega size reel. This is for big freshwater stuff and also inshore stuff as well. So you can throw your big 8, 10-inch swim baits on this. You can go out saltwater fishing, catch like yellowtail and calicos and even small tunas with this. This, I believe, puts out 25 pounds of drag pressure on it, and it has the centrifugal and magnetic gear system in there, so you get tremendous casting ability, and then you can also have a lot of adjustability as well. With this one, it's a 7.6 gear ratio, but with this big spool, it pulls in 42 inches of line per crank, so you're pulling in a ton of line per crank. So I mean, musky guys and throwing those big bucktails and stuff, another great option for you guys. All right, next up from Abu Garcia, or last up I should say, we got the new Veracity series of rods. The Veracity series is already a great series of rods. They've made a bunch of upgrades to them to make them even better. One thing that I like, they went back to a cork handle on a bunch of the models. Fuji soft touch reel seat. They got a carbon locking nut on here. They got titanium guides, so extremely lightweight, but what they did to separate these rods is they use a new Powerlux resin material from 3M in the blank. So what that does is it increases the strength tremendously. During the ICAST show, I think they had a 6.7 medium light spinning rod, hooked to a 10-pound kettlebell, and it had it lifted off the ground, and it stayed in a case for 3 days, and it wouldn't break. So just insanely strong rods, and they're extremely lightweight, just an awesome new rod series from Abu Garcia. All right, thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of What's New Tackle Warehouse. For more information or purchase any of these products seen here today, make sure to click shop or the link in the description below. If you enjoyed this week's video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel. Let us know in the comments which one of these you're most excited about.